A woman came holding a large sum of money, hoping to pay off the debts her late husband had supposedly left behind. But just as she was about to hand over the money, she accidentally uncovered a shocking truth: her husband was never really dead. He had faked his own death and assumed the identity of his twin brother. The entire scheme had been carefully planned, all under the pretense of fulfilling a dying request. Years ago, his twin brother passed away unexpectedly and, with his final breath, entrusted his wife and daughter to his siblings' care. To honor that request, the man stepped into his brother's life, pretending to be him, while telling his own wife that her husband had died in an accident. To make it more convincing, he forged a debt note for $2 million, claiming it was money his late brother owed him. This way, the woman would feel obligated to repay the debt, freeing the mother and daughter from financial burdens. What he didn't realize was how devastating this lie would become. His own wife, believing the debt was real, began living in poverty with her daughter. They scrimped on every meal, sometimes surviving on leftovers they picked from others. They believed that if they just pushed through, they could pay off what was owed. But malnutrition eventually took its toll on the daughter. She was diagnosed with leukemia. Still, the young girl, wanting to ease her mother's burden, made the heartbreaking decision to end her own life. Before she jumped from a tall building, she left a note saying that she had been saving money by collecting garbage and asked her mother to use it to pay back the debt. Her final words were filled with love for both her parents, even the one who had abandoned her. Crushed by grief, the woman took her daughter's ashes to repay the supposed debt, only to discover the cruel truth that her husband had never died. He had planned to confess everything after celebrating their niece's birthday, never realizing that by then, it would be too late. For 4 long years, the mother and daughter had suffered. Also, another woman could live comfortably at the cost of a child's life. When the woman ran into her husband outside, she didn't know whether to call him by his real name or by his fake identity. She handed him a small note, asking him to meet her at a specific place the next day. She said it was something important after all. He was still the father of the child they'd lost. The next day was the girl's funeral. Despite being reminded multiple times by the staff, the man never showed up. He wasn't answering his phone either. Meanwhile, he was at an She said it was something important out there and watched him sink. By the time they pulled him out, he was barely conscious. But their parents accused him of pushing his brother into the water and unleashed a wave of insults. No one cared about what he had been through. To take revenge for his brother, the woman even locked him, a claustrophobic, inside a morgue overnight. That was when he completely gave up. Back home, he ripped up all the letters he had written to her and threw everything related to her into the trash. His brother was thrilled by how much they now hated each other, so he invited him to his birthday party. That day, their parents spared no expense for the celebration, though they'd never even acknowledged his birthday